Coming up on Midco Sports tonight, Summit League Commissioner Tom Douple stops by. We'll talk about the 10th anniversary of the Hoops Championships in Sioux Falls and the upcoming expansion of the league. Then we'll check in with Marin, AJ, and Dawn as the Bison, the Jacks, and the Coyotes prepare for their quarterfinal matchups in the Summit League tournament. And Alex Heinert breaks down the UND hockey prospects for home ice in the upcoming NCHC playoffs. Midco Sports tonight tips off right now. Hello, welcome to Midco Sports tonight. I am Tom Nieman, subbing in for Kelly Stewart this evening, and we got lots of hoops and hockey coming up with UND men's hockey team getting ready for a weekend series against first place St. Cloud State, and the Summit League basketball tournament starting on Saturday in Sioux Falls. And we have the commish in the house today. Summit League Commissioner Tom Douple is in Sioux Falls for the men's and women's basketball championships. Welcome, sir.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
Great to see you. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Tell me this first. You get out all over the place to visit Summit League schools. Headquarters are in Chicago. Why is that office in Chicago?
Well, in 1982, the league was formed in that area.
Okay.
You know, we had all the Chicago teams. We had Loyola, we had Valpo,
right.
We had the two Wisconsin schools. I mean, we had everybody that's in the horizon right now in there, and so that's where we've been ever since.
That was the origin, and that's where the office is. All right, let's talk a little bit. We'll talk about the tournament here in a minute, but a couple other questions first. We got through the basketball season and all the other winter sports seasons with 8 members after IUPUI left the league, especially in basketball this year. How well did it work out? Did it work out as well as it could without IUPUI?
Oh, no, absolutely. We've had a great year. You look at the team play of all of our men's programs and the women's program and where we are RPI and the players that we have in the league. You know, last night y'all released our awards. We've got some very, very good players in the league, and that's a testament to our coaches and our administration. We had 8 good schools playing this year, and we didn't miss a beat.
There was some scheduling gaps in there without IUPUI in there. And this is one concern I hear from people about just the scheduling for basketball. There's some rivalry games, say South Dakota State, North Dakota State involved with those, around the first of the year when students are on break from school. Is there any remedy to that going forward, or has that been an issue that's been addressed?
It's always going to be an issue. It's an issue for every league. You know, first 2 weeks of the season, there are no students at any campus. And so, you know, do you avoid all those rivalries, you know, the first 2 weeks? Well, then it really compacts your schedule. Sooner or later, over time, you're going to play some of those rivalries during the first 2 weeks when there's no students. But that's been basketball's, you know, Achilles heel for a long time, that you're playing in first 2 weeks of January without students. And that's nationwide. We're no different, but it makes for some unique scheduling. And when you look at that 8-week season and you start to try to minimize that and you take 2 out, you know, you really get into some binds.
All right, but you've heard from coaches, you've heard from fans a little bit on that.
Oh, yeah. And you know, we try to rotate it, but sooner or later you're going to play those rivalry games during that first 2 weeks. It's just inevitable. All
right, and another rivalry comes in next year. North Dakota joins the Summit League this July, I believe, correct? Is that,
right.
When it officially happens? And I'm not sure how they might feel in Fargo at North Dakota State, but it seems like a perfect addition to the Summit League to bring North Dakota in.
It is. You know, they're long-time rivalries, obviously, with all the Dakota schools. You know, the toughest thing to have in athletics is the word patience. You know, coaching-wise and everything else, you know, patience.
Very true.
But that's what we've had with our membership. You know, we wanted them years ago to come in the league. It didn't work out. They had football, and obviously we don't sponsor that, so they went over to the Big Sky. But, you know, with a little patience, we've got them back and where they should belong in the first place. But, you know, that's been what we've done. And, you know, when we first started out with SDSU and NDSU, you know, we knew that USD and UND should be in the league, and we were patient, and it's come that way. You know, when Oral Roberts left us, you know, sort of knew where they were headed to and which conference. I was very familiar. I spent 9 years in that conference that they went to, but we were patient, and sooner or later they saw that the grass sometimes wasn't always greener, and they came back. But boy, it's hard because you sit there and you just get hammered all left and right. Yeah. But you got to look at the big picture in the long run.
Oral Roberts, great to have them back.
Yes.
Kansas City's another one sitting out there. The people.
Kansas City is very good. They left, and they're spending a ton of money in the league that they're in. Who knows what happens over time? But we're really, really pleased to get Denver in as well.
Absolutely.
What a great catch that has been. Their programs, their facilities, their administration, everything's first class out there.
And their basketball teams are playing really well this year. They've got a new women's basketball coach in Mr. Turgeon there. He's got them playing very well. The men are the 3 seed. Let's talk about the basketball championship. Start on Saturday at the Denny Sanford Premier Center in Sioux Falls. And this is the 10th anniversary of the Summer League Basketball Championships in Sioux Falls. The longest run anywhere else was 4 years. Why has it worked in Sioux Falls?
Well, when we first started at the tournament, that first year, we knew that we had hit a home run.
All right.
There was passion among the fans. The community really wanted our league there. And it's just continued that. Obviously, with the new arena, it takes us to a whole new level. And our level of play has increased in the last 10 years as well, both on the men's side and the women's side. So it's just created a win-win for us. We have a lot of community support and the sponsors and the fan attendance. Obviously, the media, y'all have played a huge role in our success. When we brought the tournament here, there hadn't been a live broadcast of a sporting event in the state of South Dakota until we brought in the ESPN and did the men's and women's games. And now, thanks to y'all, every game is on the ESPN platform nationwide, regionally, with the Midco Sports Network, all 14 games. It's just fantastic how far we've come, and everyone's been a part of that.
We love it. Don't ever leave. That's what we're saying in here. But and Sioux Falls is the site through when now?
We actually just start our first of, we have 4 more years here under the contract.
All right. Last thing, you're only about halfway through the Summer League season right now. As far as the sports season goes, still got golf and tennis and softball and baseball. Right. All those sports still to come here in the spring, right?
Right. Baseball, Oral Roberts has always been a top 50 team for us.
Great team.
It's super, and they've got some pretty good pitchers coming back this year as well. Softball, we've been very competitive. We've really done a great job. We have 6 teams now that qualify for the tournament. Their RPI has increased. We've gotten better there. Obviously, in track and field, we've had some national champions. We've had some folks that really compete at that national level. And then obviously in golf and tennis, I think we're ranked in the top 40 with Denver's tennis this spring. So it's an exciting time for us, there's no doubt.
All right. Appreciate it very much. Have a great weekend. We look forward to seeing you this weekend.
Yeah, same here.
Summer League Commissioner Tom Douple, thank you very much. Up next, one of the Summer League stars that you will see this weekend in the men's basketball tournament. We've got the story on how Paul Miller at North Dakota State has built himself into one of the best Bison ballers ever.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.